Today you will continue working on similarity. We're going to start by working through the packet you have in front of you. You should have completed your do now. So when we are talking about proportionate parts in similar figures, we're looking at angle A goes with angle B because those are both the first letters. Remember that things that are congruent must be the angles, and things that are going to be similar are going to be the sides. We have to make sure we don't mix those up. Angle B will be congruent to angle E because those are both the second letters, and angle C will be congruent to angle F. When I talk about my sides, I'm talking about the first two letters. So side AB is similar to the first two letters, which would be DE. Side BC is similar to side EF, and side AC is similar to side DF. One of the things that we talked about on Tuesday was this idea of scale factor. So when I'm talking about scale factor, I'm talking about the relationship between two triangles. One of the things we did not talk about, but that I want you to use today, is this idea that for the scale factor, we're going to be using a formula in order to know which triangle to use first. And I have labeled your triangles new over old. And so whenever you see the new triangle, you're going to take one of those numbers as your numerator or the top of your fraction, and then whatever triangle says old, you're going to take that for the bottom of your fraction. So before we do anything else, let's start by labeling our similarity statements. So angle A is congruent to angle A prime, angle B is congruent to angle B prime, and angle C is congruent to angle C prime. So that means side AB is similar to side A prime B prime. Side BC is similar to side B prime C prime. And AC is similar to A prime C prime. Now, in order to find the scale factor, we can pick any of these numbers. I know that AB, A prime B prime, goes with side AB. I know that BC, B prime C prime, goes with side BC, and I know that A prime C prime goes with side AC. So I just need to pick either the blue pair, the green pair, or the red pair. We will end up with the same answer no matter which way we end up doing the work. So I'm going to go ahead and choose 18 and 24. So I'm going to go ahead and use my red. I need to put the new on top and the old on the bottom, or think about that as the image over the pre-image. So 18 over 24, which will then give me a reduced fraction of 3/4. And that's my scale factor. So you will then go ahead and continue doing this for numbers 2, 3, and 4. 3 and 4, you don't need to write out the similarity statements, you just have to write out the scale factor. The other kind of problem we talked about was when I have shapes that are similar, and I know this, but I need to solve for one of my missing sides. And I do this by setting up a proportion. So before I can do anything else, I want to go ahead and label my sides. So I know that I have AB is going to be similar to DE. BC is similar to EF, and AC is similar to DF. So as I am setting up my proportion, I can set this up any way I like, but I want to start by using my X. So I'm going to start with X, and then I'm going to put on the bottom the side that corresponds to it in the other triangle. When you are solving the proportion, it doesn't make a difference whether you are doing new over old or old over new. Just start with X. Then I'm going to pick any number from the first triangle that I picked x from. I'm just going to pick 18. You could have picked 15. It will give you the same answer. So I have 18, and 18 goes with 12. You must make sure that the numerator or the top of your fraction is from the same triangle, and the bottom of your fraction or the denominator is also from the same triangle. If you aren't able to keep that straight, it will not result in a correct answer. So just be careful there. So then I'm going to go ahead and do my cross multiplying. When I do that, I have x times 12 and 6 times 18. So I will have 12x equals 108. Divide both sides by 12. And so when we divide by 12, we end up with x equals 9. And that is my answer. So we talked about this in the steps, set up the proportion. You always want to put x first, and then you can pick things that follow. You're going to cross multiply, so the top of one times the bottom of the other. We talked about this in our notes on Tuesday, as if we're imagining C times B and A times D. So we would have AD equals BC. And then solve the one-step equation. So you are always, for right now, going to divide. So if you're not great with solving equations, know that once you get that proportion set up and you cross multiply, the only thing you need to do is divide. You'll have a couple more problems in this packet to work through. Once you complete these problems, you'll get a second practice that works through just the proportions types problems. And then at the end of class, we will finish those notes with a separate notes video.